So Sacramento will get the first possession. Now Sacramento starting 5. Zach Randolph is out there with Cauley Stein. Then it's Hield. And it's Fox. And it's Bogdanovich in at the 3 slot. And here are the Lakers. Boy, in the last year, the Kings, Greg, went all in, even trading a couple of veteran contracts to the Sixers.
Yeah, and they used the cap reshuffling to sign Kufis and Rondo, a number of others as well at the beginning of last year. And regardless of the outcome of last season's game, those moves made this team much more competitive. And now the question is, can they build off of some of that momentum?
The Lakers with the ball. The Kings getting the bucket. It's good.
Boy, he loves pounding that ball. Randall driving right through contact.
Lakers on D. Fox kicks to Randolph. Passes it to Bogdanovich. Randolph in the post. He's defended by Randall. It's not going to go for him. And the Lakers will go the other way with it. Here's Caldwell Pope. It's rebounded by Randolph.
Usually if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
Pass to Hield. He kicks to Cauley Stein. The jump hook. There's the pass to Fox. And in the first, a little over a minute and a half in. Out to the right wing. Now Hield. The feed to Cauley Stein. Shot clock at 5. And Cauley Stein throws it down.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter. Just served him up.
And it's Brandon Ingram with the foul. That's his first foul.
Yeah, really good defensive play to cut him off there and square up.
Excellent example of toughness and physicality on defense. Got his nose right in the middle of things and made a play.
Here's Fox. Feeds it to Hield. Pass to Randolph. The 8-footer. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
It's an unusual, surprising miss for him. Typically, he's good on those inside. Good. And it was really unfortunate for Julius Randle back in 2014. His rookie season ended up being only 14 minutes because he got hurt in the season opener. He broke the tibia in his leg and missed the remainder of the season as a result. Last season, it was Julius Randle's second, but in reality, more like his rookie season.
Remember, Randall fractured his right foot as a high school senior. Broken bones have become an issue. First game as a pro, broke his leg in Los Angeles.
And you know, guys, interesting, the Lakers nutritionist wondered if he was getting enough calcium in his diet. So he's cleaned that up, and we all know that it makes a difference.
Sacramento shooting their first free throws. First trip to the line in this one. And he knocks down the first one. Larry Nance is checked in for Los Angeles. He's perfect from the line this time. Lakers in rebuild mode right now. As you look at this young core of players, guys, who do you think has the best chance of really becoming that foundational piece?
Well, Brandon Ingram is as complete a player as they come. I mean, the Lakers believe he can be a star. Julius Randle could be a double-double guy. One name that kind of flies under the radar is Jordan Clarkson. I mean, he's a mid-second round draft pick, but he's shown promise as a scoring combo guard. So keep an eye on him.
First quarter of play, we're about 3 minutes in. Here's Cauley Stein, lays it up and banks it in.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
We call that a high percentage shot, and when he's the guy taking it, I'd even say it's automatic.
Ball, and that one is hammered home.
Solid vision by Clarkson. Got it to his teammate in a great spot.
Fox passes to Cauley Stein. Lets it fly. The shot, no good. And the Lakers will go the other way with it. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
Yeah, exceptional play there to take the bump and still get it to fall.
I like to call that stick-to-itiveness, Greg. Getting everything he possibly could out of that play. Nicely done.
Good call.
And that one falls, and that puts him up by 1 point.
You know, Jordan Clarkson enjoying a really nice start to his career for a mid-second round pick back in 2014. Had a little time in the D-League to start his career, but then played so well for the Lakers down the stretch that he made the all-rookie first team.
Fox, no good.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
And last season, a position change for Clarkson. He moved from the point guard to the shooting guard spot for the Lakers.
And obviously, his rate of assists fell steeply without a big increase in his scoring. I mean, Clarkson is a guy who loves to attack the rim. I think he's at his best when he drives to pass as well as score. And, you know, last season was the worst in Lakers franchise history, just 17 wins. They suffered a 48-point loss to the Utah Jazz, tying the worst margin of defeat in franchise history. It's been a trying time in the team's history these last couple of seasons.
And he's good on the second. And you talk about the Lakers' history, incredible success up to 2010. In the 62 years of the team's existence, they played in half of the NBA Finals.
Yeah, remarkable when you look at that record. 31 Finals appearances in 62 seasons. This team right now, though, extremely far away from that championship tradition.
Here is Nance after the Kings pick up 2. Passes the ball. It's hauled in by the Kings.
Excellent, really solid job, actually, by the defense to get in his way as he was going up for that one.
That 3 off target had some space there after the little pump fake. Here's Carter on target from 13 feet.
And every once in a while, Labissiere will find his teammate for the high percentage shot. Love to see the big man dish it out.
Now, here's Clarkson. Now the pass to Ball. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
And here is Hill. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. Here's Giles. And oh, he hits the buzzer beater.
And that's a big bonus for him to end the quarter as he just reached the buzzer.
That's superb clock management there, maximizing every second of the clock in that situation.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Kings?
They've been making some really nice passes out there. Excellent passing. That could set the tone for the rest of the game.
Yeah, also something I like out of them so far, they're throwing their bodies around in the paint, and the physicality is taking its toll.
Lakers trail by 4. Ingram is out there with Larry Nance. Then it's Ennis, and it's Zubats in at the 5 down low. That's the group for the Lakers to start the second quarter.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
And the call will be against George Hill. That's his first foul. Lopez, he's checked in for the Lakers. Randall comes in for Nance. And so it's the Lakers with it. Here's Ingram. It's rebounded by Labissiere.
Just tentative in the paint, lacking a little bit of confidence, allowed the defender to recover and contest that shot.
Ingram dishes to Randall. He feeds it to Ennis. Lets it fly from 18. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game. The Kings shooting has been terrific. 54% on the game.
And, you know, Julius Randle in some ways is a bit of a throwback type player. He's got a powerful body, likes to bang inside and field defenders. Does a good job rebounding and scoring in the paint, yet not yet an effective shooter at the 4 spot. And I think that's where he's got to improve. Took advantage of some shoddy defense there. They've got to at least get a finger on him.
To the middle. Here's Lopez. That one, no good. Hill with some nice D. Sacramento leading by 4. To the middle. Here's Labissiere. And Labissiere throws it down.
You know, that's what you want out of your point guard. Hill is really doing a nice job getting the ball from side to side and not hesitating at all in doing it.
So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles. It might be some time before Skal Labissiere reaches his potential, but you can see what had his team drooling over him on draft day. It's rare to see a player so big, with so much length, be as mobile as he is.
I mean, he moves so fluidly on both ends of the court that he is a tough player to contain. I mean, has continued to add mass and bulk, so he's getting stronger every month. Reminds you a bit of a young Amari with his explosiveness and how he can move at that size.
Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, he's checked in for the Lakers. And the shot goes in.
I tell you what, fellas, we're seeing some really good ball movement out there.
Definitely 10 of their last 12 points have come off assists. And the speed of Ingram is not easy to keep pace with, just blowing past whoever dares to try and stop him.
A pass to Fox. Healed with it. Randolph kicks to Cauley-Stein, and Cauley-Stein throws it down.
And very little fight put up by the defense as he made his way to the bucket for the jam.
They did seem to take the cautious approach, Greg, when it came to defending that one. You're right.
And, guys, it's not the time for caution now. I mean, they've got to be aggressive and take some risk to see if they can cut that lead down.
Bogdanovich, no luck.
Oh, I think that was clearly a foul. He was real anxious. Too much in a hurry right there.
And they continue to control the glass.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead.
And Cauley-Stein throws it down.
And just tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
That's bringing it down hard.
Guys, it is symbolic of their effort here tonight.
And, guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Fox kicks to Cauley-Stein. Tries it from 9. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
And for a franchise that competed for the Western Conference Championship a number of years ago, it's really been a lot of turmoil for quite a while. I mean, the Kings have had ownership changes, coaching changes, personnel changes, front office changes. I mean, that's been the one constant, is the fact that they consistently are in change mode.
A platoon swap here for the Lakers. And the Kings will go for a different look here. G's checked in for Randolph. Carter comes in for Bogdanovich. Garrett Temple has checked in for Hield, and it's Hill in for Fox. And concerning all the drama that seems to surround the Kings, you know what cures all of that? Winning.
Yeah, and the best teams in the league, they win with camaraderie. They win with integrity and trust. The Kings are knocking on the door, but they still have some ways to go.
And they may be leaning a little too heavily on the three-pointer when there are better looks to be had inside.
Yeah, and it's one thing when your shots are falling from the perimeter, but when you go cold and things aren't going as well, you've got to get that thing inside. Mix it up a little bit.
And it's blocked. And that's out of bounds. Sacramento will retain possession. Labissiere is checked in for the Kings. Sacramento leading by 6. Clock at 4. Hill passes to Labissiere. G dishes to Labissiere. Good on the 13-footer. Labissiere's got 4 points this quarter.
A good job by him on the glass here tonight. +8 in that department.
Hill kicks to Carter. It's back to Hill. Now here's Labissiere. Guarded closely. Hits the jump hook. And now a 10-point Kings lead.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. And Vince Carter with the slam.
Playing smart offensively in the first half, no doubt about it.
Yeah, the numbers support it. I mean, they're shooting the much better percentage from the field so far.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the game here.
You know, when you look at his numbers this season, he's had a respectable number, 77%.
I think it's been a disappointing year for him at the stripe, guys. I mean, he hasn't been as productive as he was last season from there.
They get it again. Clarkson passes the ball. Here's Baller. Carter pulls it in. Here's Hill. Gets it off. No good on the buzzer beater. So we've reached the end of the first half of play. Kings lead by 10. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, David.
Thanks, Kevin. Along
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And we hope you've enjoyed our first half of action. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you back. Shaquille O'Neal is right there. Kenny the Jet Smith is right there. And this heat, a pretty close game for the Kings throughout the first quarter. At the end of the period, they held a 4-point lead. Their play in the second quarter was inspired as they turned what had been a tight contest into a 10-point ball game by the time we reached halftime. Shaq, how did you think the Kings were playing?
You got to like their offense efficiency. They were patient, took good shots. That was reflected in the high field goal percentage. They just need to keep playing smart in the second half and close this thing out. Don't get cute now.
And Kenny, let's get your thoughts on the Lakers.
Well, they're facing a team that shot very well in the first half. Now, that being said, they probably weren't aggressive enough on the defensive end. That was the difference.
And that'll do it, as the second half is just about ready to begin. Back to Kevin Harlan. We will see you after the game. Hey, watch yourself.
I'm celebrating. We're the best.
And now the third quarter about to get going. It's been one outstanding game from Willie Cauley-Stein.
Yeah, pretty much all throughout that first half, and he was taking care of his business on the low blocks and getting more than his fair share of dunks.
Guys, he's been in beast mode down low, asserting his will. The defense has been helpless, unable to slow him down.
Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. On the floor for Sacramento, G is out there with Carter. Then it's Labissiere. Then it's Garrett Temple. And it's Hill in at the point guard position.
You know, he attracts a lot of attention, and Lopez making the most of it there to set his teammate up with an open look. And, you know, you think about the Lakers fan base of 16 million. This team is a national phenomenon. They're one of the most popular teams in the country in any sport. Estimated to be the second most valuable franchise in the league after the New York Knicks.
And even with the Lakers struggling to win games, you can bet whenever a big-name free agent hits the market, the Lakers can almost always get a meeting.
Yeah, typically they're going to be in that discussion, and they keep their checkbook open just for that reason. I mean, the lure of the big market, the bright lights of L.A., endorsement opportunities, it all holds a certain allure in this day and age.
And there's the call on Garrett Temple. That's his first foul.
Oh, great defense there. Anticipated the play and got there first.
And not afraid to put his body on the line either, Greg. He took a shot for the team in that situation.
It's stolen by Hill. And oh, here we go with Hill. Nobody back. And Hill throws it down.
And Hill jumps the passing lanes like a jaguar. Ridiculous instincts, which help lead to high percentage attempts on the other end.
And if that doesn't get them fired up, guys, nothing will.
Greg, just what the doctor ordered, huh? Some high-flying antics to narrow the deficit.
Tell you what, fellas, that could give them the energy boost they've been looking for.
And Labissiere gets it to go.
Just no chance for the smaller defender to block that shot.
He's really, really good at using his size to free himself up for those mid-range jumpers. A master at it.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
Exactly. The defense determined not to allow the easy layup right there. They'll settle for making him earn the free throws.
First free throw is good.
And Ingram, the former Blue Devil, an extraordinary player who only promises to get better and better.
The Lakers making a switch here. Nance is checked in. Good on both. So the Kings call timeout. They're first.
Starting.
You know, I think he just wants to tinker with the game plan a little bit, and I think that's a wise timeout.
And part of it, too, Greg, was he saw some things going on out there that he didn't care for.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Kings. Kings leading now by 6. Dishes it to Cauley-Stein. That's another one for him, his 5th in just 7 shots.
Getting the half off to a good start here already with some penetration.
Yeah, and they basically backed away. Maybe the defense afraid of picking up a foul, an early foul here in the third, and just kind of let him do his thing. Matadored him there.
And Zach Randolph, once a double-double machine, had a harder time producing at that same rate last season.
True, but he has aged well overall because he's a power guy whose game relies more on skill and instincts than quickness. Well said. And the difference last season was that he couldn't sustain energy for as many minutes per game. He can still dominate for stretches at both ends, but just not as long.
Los Angeles making a switch here, and this is checked in.
Love whenever Ingram rises for the jam, just flushing it home in the face of the opposition.
Fox kicks to Bogdanovich. That shot, no good. So Los Angeles will take it the other way.
But only the first miss of the second half. They've come out here with authority. And cutting into the lead with the big one-hand throwdown.
That's how you get your team back into it.
That might indeed ignite a spark in this team.
Now a timeout called by Sacramento. Sacramento leading by 6. Kicks it to G, deflects the pass, and out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession. Here's Ennis. He dishes it to Ingram. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Off target from outside. The Kings have gotten 4 of their first 5 second-half shots to fall, 80% since the break. And Temple kicks to Labissiere. Lets it go from 11. Carter outside. It's back to Hill. Fires the 3. That's in there. Carter with the assist. Hill's got 5.
Well, you can't lose sight of Hill when he's out on the perimeter. A deadly shooter from deep.
And it's Ingram missing. The Kings have gone 5 of 7 from the field in the third quarter. Let's see if they can keep it up. Carter dishes to Labissiere. Falls back and drains the fadeaway jumper. And now an 11-point Sacramento lead. And the jam by Larry Nance.
Oh, that's a major league throwdown.
Keeps a tight grip on that rim, too, after the finish.
Maybe that'll help them recapture their edge a little bit, guys.
To the paint. Here's Giles and G with the stuff.
And he's been the catalyst all game long. Love how he's distributing the basketball.
No doubt about it, Greg. I mean, when the offense runs through him, it's really smooth.
And you know what? He's just not on his game. No doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
Lets it go from 11. And again, it's Sacramento converting.
3 consecutive baskets have come right at the rim. The defense had better start buckling down and tightening up.
Guys, they are getting exposed in terms of their low post defense.
And it's Ingram missing. Kings leading now by 13. Here's Temple. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. G, no good.
He worked himself into a really good position there, right near the basket. That's the look he wanted.
And that one, good.
And Ingram isn't just a sensational scorer. He can also dish the rock.
We've got 28 seconds left here in the third quarter. Hill passes to Temple. The dish to Labissiere. The turnaround jumper. Count it. Labissiere's got the lead up to 13 now for the Kings.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of it.
And it's Brandon Ingram with the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game.
That's his second personal foul. Substitution.
7 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Here's Fox, the rim-rattling two-handed jam.
And, folks, he does more than just put 2 points onto their lead. He does it with a little bit of flair.
He sure does. You're right. It's a dazzling move to the bucket for him.
I'll tell you what, he may not be the biggest man in the league, guys, but he more than makes up for that lack of size with a made.
All right, Staples Center, look who's coming up.
Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. Kings leading now by 15. The chosen one out there with Jordan Clarkson. Then there's Baller. Then it's Julius Randle. And it's Hart in at the small forward position. That's who's in the game for the Lakers.
And you saw how quick the defense was. They were ready for him. They got the hand in the face there and made that much more difficult.
Yeah, and every team needs that kind of rugged interior defense because you want to try to distract your opponents when they get inside, and you also want to make them uncomfortable in their shot attempts.
Shoots from the baseline. Fox, no good.
That was a half-hearted pick, and he was just going through the motions on that possession and now ends up costing him.
The chosen one's gone 2 of 4 from the field. Pass to Fox. The 3. And once again off the mark by Sacramento. Lakers trail by 13. Rejected by Randolph. And he recovers it.
Timeout, timeout.
Now a timeout called by Sacramento.
All right, Staples Center, look who's coming on the court. Come on and get loud for your Laker girls.
Sacramento making some changes. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Thanks, guys. Well, I got a chance to listen to Dave Yeager's huddle with his team. He was very adamant in the huddle. He said, don't let up now. Stay aggressive and do the things that have gotten us this far. We're almost there, guys.
Oh, up high and down hard with that one-hander.
He got a little extra forceful. You're right with that one.
Boy, that sounded like Greg Anthony stealing a little bit of Kevin's thunder. I know this guy's hoping to rouse his teammates for sure with that one.
He is, and Greg sounded better saying it than I did.
And how about breaking out the Statue of Liberty on that dunk?
A nice way to pad that lead a little more. You're right.
Yes, indeedy. Well done.
To the inside. It's stolen by G. Now here's Hill, the fast break opportunity. And Temple kicks to G. The jump hook. They get it back.
Does not have a shot blocker's reach, but Randle makes up for it with excellent anticipation.
Wow, what a pass there. He made that a very easy basket with that setup.
Here's Ball. Sacramento grabs the miss.
And they've controlled the boards, and that's a big reason why they're controlling the lead.
Yeah, they brought the sandpaper edge to their attack, really fighting and scrapping inside. A lot of grit and grind with these guys.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
The feed now to Clarkson. This one for 3. Drills it from outside.
You know, Clarkson really working on his range, and defenses better wise up to it.
Now a timeout called by Sacramento.
And, you know, Jordan Clarkson, a slashing combo guard with good size, played his college ball at the University of Missouri. He's a good ball handler. He can play either guard spot and really good operating in the pick and roll.
And Los Angeles with some changes. Brooke Lopez is checked in for Baller. Nance comes in for ABC. And it's Kentavious Caldwell-Pope in for Clarkson.
And guys, you don't think this fella can do some major damage if he gets an opening to the rim.
G8, they just learned that lesson the hard way. They better put a little bit more effort into their D the next time down.
Big time play at the basket right there, fellas.
Randolph dishes to Cauley-Stein. Lopez with the block.
Great timing on Lopez's part there to swat down that attempt.
Here's Randolph, and then Randolph slams it in.
Really just continuing to increase the lead. This one should be easy for the rest of the way.
Yeah, and you know, Greg, at this late stage, a lead like that, it has a team really feeling quite good about itself, and deservedly so.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Kings.
Their hard work on the glass paid off.
I tell you what, they're both excellent rebounding teams, and it was a tough battle underneath all game. And I think ultimately that earned the W.
And you have to look back at this and see the huge game it was for Labissiere. He was extremely efficient offensively, got good looks, and really knocked down big shots all game long. And they seem to have gotten something out of almost every possession. Their defense has been just as good, just a tremendous performance all the way around.
Yeah, and they're doing it in hostile territory, too. I mean, don't forget about that part of it, which makes it even more impressive.
Didn't take their time in wrapping this game up. They came out with a sense of urgency.
Nice ending spurt to polish it off. Once they had them on the ropes, they started throwing haymakers at them.
The whole knockout blow.
Over to the wing. Here's Hield. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And Fresh picks up the foul. Here's Zubats. Passes it to Baller. Out of bounds, Sacramento takes possession.
Kings ball.
And here now the Kings. They're on an 18-5 run here. Hill kicks to Labissiere. And it's denied. Out of bounds, Kings ball as Sacramento keeps possession. Eight seconds left in the fourth. Bounces high off the rim and drops.
And you can hear the disappointment in the crowd tonight. But we saw a team that was just ready to do battle in this arena. They clearly wanted this road trip.
Crystal clearly. They came in here determined to steal this game, Greg. Their effort level, I thought, was outstanding, and they just took care of business.
So it's the Kings winning this one easily. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.